Hi, today is Wednesday, August the 28th, and I would just like to give you an update. Let me just move back. There we go. An update today. First of all, I am being allowed by the president of the church to speak this out. I don't want to seem vindictive and I don't want to seem angry because that is far from what I am, angry or vindictive. So, as you well know, there are a number of clauses that I, as a companion, have to fulfill. Now, there has been a number of people, including Ash, Mary Audrey Raycroft, John Arnott, and some other, Zachary Lenu, Melinda Jeffries, and some other people in the office who have been stopping, withholding the money that is supposed to be given to a companion. And the money has to be fulfilled by clauses, clause after clause after clause. And we all know the enemy loves legalism. And I'm not calling them the enemy because that's wrong to call people who are not involved in the satanic organization the enemy, of which I do not know if Ash is or Sandra is. I cannot say that. I believe they're not, but you never know. I'm not going to speculate because speculation leads to rumors, and rumors lead to a whole bunch of things. Conscience, conduct, command. Now, what I am going to say is Sandra Long is how do I say? She is one of the only people, a few people, that can access what is called a companion account that is in the church, Cash Fire Toronto. This companion account accesses money for companions who need it, for different situations, for medical expenses. I may not be certain. These travel expenses, even as far as bodyguards. That's what it's expected for. It's also expected to give money to the companions if the companion is unable to, or something has happened to the companion that is withholding the money in some way, shape, or form. So Sandra Long used to be the senior leader, as we all know. She's also the intercessor leader, and with her husband Stephen are ambassadors of Catch the Fire and travel a great deal and minister. Sandra Long, she was part and parcel to me coming to Catch the Fire after Catch the Fire Niagara had folded, and decided to go to a house church, and I was asked to find another church. Sandra Long and Stephen Long then took on a deeper commitment at the conference before COVID. So that would have been in 2019, I believe, that they took on it. Our Heavenly Father stated to be my spiritual parents. Sandra Long was a great deal and had a great impact on my spiritual growth and welcomed me into the intercessors group and allowed me to become, encouraged me to keep coming to the church, take part, volunteer. It was very, unlike Ash, had contacted me a number of times during COVID via phone, had also contacted me in other instances. A call as a leader, as an intercessor. So, and that's Sandra and our relationship. I had actually left. So we had COVID at Catch Fire Toronto. We had COVID where we went into lockdown and we had to register, and so they had to deal with all of that with COVID. But we also have sorry, I'm just checking something. We also had, along with COVID, there was a situation where, in fact, the begun of the onslaught of the satanic organization. And I was thrown under a bus. I couldn't go because my legs were disabled, debilitated. How do you say that? If anyone sees me in capri pants, shorts, I don't wear shorts. They'll notice on my left leg there is a a bruise, and that bruise had caused I think still to this day it is broken. That bruise had been caused by Lisa Satchel, who hired somebody, and I know this because this is all I would like to say. When I say something, I'm going to say alleged, and when I say alleged, it's because it's all pending investigation. So anyway, not she herself, she hired someone to throw me under bus. Now, all this is unbelievable, I know, and all this has been my life since 2015. Anyway, Sandra Long had repeatedly, as a leader and as as a spiritual mother, as she stated repeatedly, arranged to have other people involved in ministering to me. Sandra Long, who now can open their companion and accounts, has stated repeatedly, first of all, there was an initial $7,000, then which was going to be released in November of 2024. The original reason why I came into Mississauga, that $7,000 in which Mary Stephen handed over to Mary Audrey, was a check with my name on it. And that check, Mary Audrey obtained my signature as a former board member, who my signature was on a tithing envelope from Catch the Fire Niagara, because me and Ken McQuiggan used to take the tithes at Catch the Fire Niagara, and I would sign for it because you had to have two people to sign in order to put it in the tithing envelope and send it off to Toronto, because Catch the Fire Niagara was a satellite church of Catch Fire Toronto at the time. It is no longer; it's defunct. So then we have that. That's how the original $7,000 ended up with Mary Audrey and Mary Audrey's bank account. And Mary Audrey Raycroft did not go on a vacation. She served time in a medium security prison. She has a court order that she is supposed to pay me a certain amount of money by a certain amount of time within 6 months of her release. That 6 months is almost up, or she will go back to prison, and this time it will be medium security. That's Mary Audrey. Now, Sandra Long. Sandra Long, who is a former primary to Duncan Smith for, I believe, 5 to 7 years. I don't know the actual time frame. I became a primary companion in July of last year, where we talked down the primary. I became a primary within the past couple of months. It was primary, then secondary, then primary, then secondary. The reason being is because Sandra Long had repeatedly threatened Duncan Smith with a knife. John had ordered her to. So there it is. And that's her. She's also withholding money, a large amount of money. And then she thought, well, we owe her all this money by the clauses, by all the rights of the clauses, so why don't I get it all in gift cards? I have bills to pay. I'm on ODSP still. I am still on the payroll at KGS Research. They're finding me a different supervisor because my supervisor is a marijuana addict, and I spoke to Human Resources. I've been back and forth. They're just checking with staffing. So, luckily for that. Now, I'm also going to state that there is a clause that as a companions can help another companion out if they notice that the companion is in trouble in any way, shape, or form, or if they can provide practical help. Melanie Regado is a companion. Melanie Regado ordered $150 plus worth of groceries to be delivered today here for me. Sandra Long canceled them. Sandra Long thinks that I am a methadone addict. That's still going around, even if I've had a test stating that I'm not. And Sandra Long also states that I'm a mental patient and that I spent time last year in a mental wellness facility. I think last year. No, actually, she said that Hotel du Shaver was a mental, and so did Ash, actually. Well, we all know about Ash. was a mental wellness facility. Hotel du Shaver is located at 531 Glenridge Avenue, across from Brock University in St. Catharines. Yeah, right. Not directly across, but across from the Brock University campus in St. Catharines. It is a place where there's palliative care. It was founded by sisters in the 1800s. It's a Catholic hospital. It's not a hospital. It is a rehabilitation center for people who go in there who need to learn how to walk. Because of the crack pipes in the ventilation system that Lisa Satchel put in, and I think it was Riley and a number of other people, my blood became toxic. I think I've spoken about this before, and they've had to change my medication around. My mind, not my mind, but my physical body was weak, very weak. I went into St. Catharines General and then was discharged because I needed more therapy, physiotherapy. And I went and spent a month from July 28th to August the 17th of 2022 before I came to the Come Up Here conference. Sandra Long and Ash were convinced that it was a mental wellness facility until Sandra Long, Ash Bouvier, Mary Audrey Redcroft, and Lillian Brown all took a trip up to St. Catharines. St. Catharines, down to St. Catharines to the Hotel du Shaver. Hotel du Shaver is a rehabilitation center in the sense that I had 3 hours. I was an inpatient and took part in the high intensive inpatient program. They have outpatient programs, they have children's programs, they have audiology programs, they have different programs for audiology, hearing, neurology, stroke programs, situation like that for outpatients. The intensive patient therapy starts after breakfast, generally around 8:30, 9 a.m. You receive a schedule every single day of what your day of what your schedule is going to be with your physiotherapist. It's generally 3 hours intensive physiotherapy from 8:30 till around 11:30. That's probably longer than 3 hours. No, that's 3 hours of physiotherapy. And then after luncheon, you have another hour or 2 hours, thereabouts, till about 2:30, 3 o'clock, of occupational therapy. Physiotherapy in the Hotel du Shaver program involves walking. I was using a walker at the time, walking with my walker around a track. I would encourage you to Google it. Getting in and out of a vehicle, learning how to walk up and down stairs on parallel bars such as dancers use, learning how to walk frontwards and walk backwards, standing, learning balancing activities, taking a hand bicycle and strengthening your arms as well. I had 3 physiotherapists. Their names are Joy. Joy has since retired. Megan and Ekaterina. I had an occupational therapist, and the occupational therapy, they had an apartment. It would teach you how to get in and out of a bathtub, on and off a toilet seat. If you fell off your bed and you didn't have poles by your bed or any kind of bars, you had to get up when you fell off your bed. How to do dishes, put dishes away with a walker or with a cane, how to get up from a table with a walker or with a cane, how to sit down properly. The first thing, when I was admitted, I met the chaplain, Mari, who is a wonderful woman, still is, and Pastor Laura, who is actually involved in the vineyard, whose parents were involved in the vineyard movement, and Sister Louise. I also had my own nutritionist. Dr. Harb put me on a lactose-free diet, without doing any kind of medical history. I was allergic to the lactose. So, and you want to know what? There's something right in front of my screen. That is Melinda Jeffries. Melinda Jeffries puts something on my screen and hacks it in. It says cyber sick criminals won't rest, but you can protect yourself. That is a warning sign from Melinda Jeffries. I'm going to leave it there until it gets off. I probably won't until I do it. So now I'm going to have to try and figure out how to stop this. If I go off for a minute, if that's what I'm doing, if the screen goes blank. Yeah, that's exactly what's going on. Okay, there we go. Anyways, so now why am I discussing all about Hotel Dieu Shaver? Because against the rumors. The rumors that state I'm a methadone addict and I lost a lot of weight. First of all, I don't even know if you lose weight with crystal methadone. I don't. I think that's a crack cocaine thing or other heroin, or I don't even know. I had lactose-free diet. I was allergic to the lactose. I had diarrhea every single day as long as I was on this lactose-free diet. If you understand, anyone who's had diarrhea knows when you are walking properly, what happens. You have to run to the washroom. I was on Imodium every single day. Did not become addicted to Imodium. Just so you know, which you can. I mean, it's like any other drug, prescription medication. I am going to say, however, that the way things are going, Sandra Long, I will state this, and I was asked to state this, Melinda Jeffries, Kate Wheel, so now Sandra, they all went up to Shaver to find out the truth. Ash had to go up. Sandra Long has, the intercessors. Because I was a member of the intercessory group, the intercessors stated to Sandra, I've seen her around. Do you know where she lives? People are saying that they don't know where I live. When repeatedly I put it on Facebook, I've told Sandra Long, and actually Sandra Long did come to the house to give gift cards apparently, and wasn't allowed in. So Sandra Long is telling the intercessors I don't know where she's living. She's also, an intercessor gave her $7,000 that was held out a collection for me. Sandra Long deposited into her own account. So, today I'm taking $9.60, 50 cents, and going over to the Dollarama and getting some money, some groceries. I need to get a few groceries. Picking up some eggs for a Nigerian family here that has escaped the genocide over in Nigeria. I'm not going to go on about that. Melinda Jeffries, Kate Daniel Smith came into the office. She's been in the office for the past couple of days. She is, like I said, I've mentioned that the presidents, both of them, Duncan Smith and Kate Daniel Smith, who is my primary. Kate Daniel Smith, both of them have been fighting so very hard and doing what they can in order to get me the money they can. Kate Daniel Smith came back into the office. She missed her flight because of Sandra Long. She was threatened by her bodyguard, went to the restroom, and Melinda Jeffries came in and tried to beat her within an inch of her life with a whip, but her bodyguard came back. Zachary Lanoux has held Kate Daniel Smith at gunpoint. So pray for her. Pray for them both, actually. So another thing is Ash says she does not wish to have me attend the church until after the conference. I know for a fact, and you know because of who I know and who I am, in terms of knowing the presidents of the church. Heidi Baker is going to cancel if I'm not there. I've never met Heidi Baker my entire life. I know she's prayed over me at one point when I was in the intercessor group, but I've never met her, and I can't wait to meet her if I get to, which I think I will. Kaylee Hellengale, I think that's how you say her name, from Bethel. She's threatening to cancel if I don't come to the conference, if I'm not in church at the conference. So, now this is a final thought before I need to go. I'm being looked after by our Heavenly Father I have grace and favor. I do have bills here. I do receive my ODSP check. I am getting another wig because I've been asked to get another wig. So we all know that I wear the wig. Sandra Locke has repeatedly walked around saying I'm Duncan Smith's primary. He doesn't like Michelle because Michelle wears a wig. Michelle wears a wig. Why would anyone wear a wig and be a companion to a church, a companion to someone in a church? Why? When in fact Stephen Long had a list of men anyways. I don't know if that was for a raping schedule or if that was for just to be my companion. I don't know. Because I was a leader at Catch Fire Niagara and at the Father's House Church. I was a children's ministry leader before the Father's House Church folded. So I've been asked to show my feet. Sandra Long, oh yes, the wig thing, that people get embarrassed because of my wig and people make fun of me because of my wig. And then I would just like to say Sandra Long has been wearing a hairpiece for 30 years. Now that sounds a little bit vindictive, or a little bit gotcha kind of thing, but let's just face it, when someone tells someone that we don't like their wig, why would the companion pick someone with a wig? Why is someone with a wig? She's bald. My alopecia is as a result of my medication that I've taken over the years as a child. So now, I'm going to show you my teeth, my feet. My feet are an indication about Catherine Coleman. They're an indication that I am what they say, what the prophetic word says, is the lioness. So, before I go, I'm going to do that. Thank goodness I watched. I personally don't know. All I know is that I've had big feet. That's my feet. So yeah, and that's all about Sandra Long. Once again, I will keep you posted as to what's happening. Oh, I'm going to a literary festival on September the 14th because I'm writing a book about what's going on. And on September the 7th, I believe Melanie Regato has signed up, and I'm staying, as I hope she doesn't get angry, to be a volunteer. We're both volunteering for the Princess Margaret Foundation Walk to Cure Cancer Marathon on September the 7th. So if you wish to go out and get online, and if you wish to sponsor them, not sponsor, but donate to the Princess Margaret Cancer Foundation, I would encourage you to go online and I would encourage you to donate for that, because we all know someone who has been touched by cancer. Unfortunately, that is a plague. So thank you. Have a great day. This will post soon, later on today. Bye.